ground, but inside a long sloping corridor leads you deep underground into the realms of RAF Hompton, a secret nuclear bunker for over 20 years.
So we spent some time down there, girls, in our day.
Definitely.
If above ground it was the hole, these were its moles, some of hundreds of women and men who worked down here during the Cold War.
He was really conspicuous as a female in a skirt, going down the
That's where we all wear trousers now, isn't it? Because we were that used to having to wear those skirts.
All the locals that lived round about all knew what was going on down here.
Yeah.
Didn't they? They used to say, oh, there they go, the moles.
They used to know we disappeared underground by the busload,
Yeah.
So they called us the moles.
There would probably be 3 or 4 buses full.
And so it was a bit of a nickname, are you going down the hole?
The job of the moles was to monitor foreign aircraft, warn of approaching attack and record the direction, velocity and ultimate radioactive fallout of a nuclear bomb.
You couldn't divulge where you was going or what you was doing. Even my wife didn't know exactly what I did or where I came. The little beeping you can hear is pure and simply to tell us that the system is working. Had a war been declared and what have you, and we were under attack, that would have changed to a warbling note, and then we would have got the attack warning red verbal message. That means that the United Kingdom was actually under attack. Once an attack had happened, the observer would have picked up the appropriate symbol, be it a ground attack or an air attack. He would have put it into the location. He would have then put the information on. Because that observer was working at the rear of this screen, he would have to do everything in reverse. So his writing's in reverse, pure and simply so it can be read from this side. The observer at this side, he would then put his downwind hotline in the direction of the wind. He would then put on the left and the right radial. That is dictated pure and simply by the wind speed. He would draw those on. He would then put what they call the zone 1, which is the limit of the immediate area of concern. Once that triangle is then drawn, everybody within that area would be pre-warned of potential fallout.
When we was tracking aircraft, if they were friends, they would flash a specific code. If they were foes, they wouldn't flash anything, which we would know then that there was an unidentified aircraft.
Although we were briefed in nuclear war and what happens and what to do in the case of nuclear war, we knew very well that we didn't stand a chance if there was a nuclear fallout upstairs, because we wouldn't get out of here. And the dry rations hid in the walls. There was water, there was plenty of water tanks down here, and these biscuit things, dry rations.
In the walls?
Yes, hidden in the walls down here. So that if we ever had to stay down for any length of time, we could live for so long on the dry rations. But we knew they wouldn't last forever till the fallout cleared. Apart from that, if this took a hit, you'd just be buried anyway. They wouldn't need to dig us out, would they? You could just put a memorial up the top. But it didn't really bother you, did it?
You didn't think about
no, you didn't think about
all
those
the time. Anything. When you were down here, you just came down, did your job, had a bit of banter with everybody, and it was a real happy place.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
it?
happy.
Lovely place to work. I would count it as the best time of my working life.
You never thought in the morning, oh heck, I've got to go to work. You thought, wow, I'm at work, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that was it.
My favourite was the tote, which was a big perspex screen, which we used to stand behind and write backwards, with all the information about the aircraft, where they were located, and the quick reaction alert aircraft, where they were located, if they needed to be scrambled.
How difficult was it to write backwards?
Not as difficult once you'd got into it. It was just because you had to do it so quick. It was just something that came second, so natural, really.
You would be leaving work and there would be a red alert as you were going up the corridor. We all had to come down, whether we'd just worked 8 hours or not, and do another shift. And you might have to work for a fortnight, so you couldn't get home then, you had to stay in the billets. I considered it frontline work. I considered it very, very important for the security of our country.
People said, well, you know, how do you feel about leaving your family to come here? You would be safe, your family wouldn't be. My position was that I would be helping other people in other areas, which would be much more substantial than helping just my family.
It was a waiting game. That was the job. It was a waiting game. We needed to let them know that we knew they were there. And then they obviously needed to let us know, because it was the Cold War, that they were here watching us. It's, you know, it's like it is becoming today, really. It's another Cold War seems to be on its way.
The many women who worked down the hole earned a third the salary of the men, and although some, like Janet, served for 14 years underground, they received no pension. Thankfully, things are different for women serving today, although the incursions in the skies above look painfully familiar.